Hi there, it's Karen Matthews here. I'm the general manager of Burning Kiln Winery, and I'm so happy to have you with us today. You know, I have the distinction of being one of the only people who has made every single recipe in the cookbook, and I can tell you that they're all really delicious. If you look inside the cookbook, you'll see a group of women, and yes, it was all women this time, that actually produced all of the recipes so that they could be photographed for the book. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm here to talk about Burning Kiln Winery and wine pairings and why they work and why they don't work sometimes. So here we are a VQA winery. For those of you who follow Ontario wines, that's an assurance when you see that on your bottle that all of the grapes come from Ontario. And in our case at Burning Kiln Winery, about 95% of the grapes come right from our vineyard. So I'm sure you're going to be able to see some photos of the vineyard and how fantastic it does look. It's really a great honor for me to kind of show you a little bit about how to open a bottle of wine, how to taste wine, and talk a little bit about pairings. So here I have a bottle of our Horse and Boat Riesling, probably our most popular white that we sell through the winery. It's also available at the LCBO stores. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the little top off, set that aside. Now I love this particular kind of corkscrew. I think it's the best kind, and it's why you see it mostly in restaurants and waiters use it, because it's got a double hinge to it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to insert it in the center and turn it. And then when you get to that point, you take it to the first level. You can probably see a little of that on the side. And of course I'm going to mess it up because I'm on camera. You're going to pull it that far, then you're going to double hinge it and pull it this far. You want to pull it out slowly, you don't want it to go pop. And that's it, it's as easy as that. The next thing we want to do is pour a little in a glass, and we want to smell it. Now, what am I smelling for? When I first open a bottle, I want to smell it to make sure that it doesn't smell like nail polish remover. That's what we call a corked bottle. So cork taint happens in natural corks, and so sometimes you'll get that. I'm not smelling any of that now. So the next thing I want to do is give it a good swirl, kind of like open that wine up, get a little bit of air inside of it. Now I'm going to smell it. The thing about smelling it is that you want to open up all of your senses for tasting, because smell, tasting, it's all part of the same senses, and it's really part of tasting. So the first thing I'm going to do is take just a little taste, swirl it all over my tongue, and swallow it. That really prepares my palate for what I'm going to call the first taste. So while I'm taking this first taste, what I'd like to do is to bring in a little bit of air. In doing that, it forces kind of that beautiful scent up through your nasal passages and really opens it up for you to try the wine. So, cheers. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to feel a little awkward the first time you try it, but that's okay. Okay, so see what I did there was I brought in some air, forced it up through, I swirled it all over my tongue. Every part of your tongue has a different taste sensation, and then I swallowed it. So that's a little bit about how to taste wines. The other thing that we get asked every day here at Burning Kiln Winery is, how do I decide which wine goes with which food? Well, here's a little tip. The weight of the food should equal the weight of the wine. Now, what does that mean? Well, we all know that if it's summer and you have a beautiful light pasta primavera, let's say, with some vegetables and some oil and some herbs, fresh herbs, you want to pair it with something that's nice and light, not too high alcohol, probably a white wine, and so something like a Horse and Boat Riesling would be fantastic. It's very light, Pinot Grigio, those kinds of wines. Now, if you're having something that's like a big, red, juicy steak off the barbecue, this is sure not going to equal the weight. You're going to want something that has some alcohol to it, that's a little bit bigger, a little more tannic, to balance those off. So generally, another rule that we follow is that the sweetness of the wine should be sweeter than the food. So if you're going to try a nice beautiful creme brulee for dessert, you're probably not going to want to pair it with a light Pinot Grigio. You're going to want to go something that's a little bit sweeter. In our case, it could be a sweet Riesling, or it could be a Sauvignon, which is a really rare grape that we grow here, and do it in a sweeter style. So those are my tips for today. We'd love to have you come visit us at Burning Kiln Winery. We have 85 beautiful acres here, 27 of which have vines growing on them. At any point, you can come and do a tasting. You can also grab a glass of wine and just wander the vineyard or down by the pond and really enjoy it. Our patio is open for something to eat, so some of the recipes may or may not be on the patio this year. I can't remember. But it's a great opportunity to come and just enjoy some sunshine and some beautiful wines. Everything you need to know is located on our website at burningkilnwinery.ca. Look forward to seeing you at some point this year. Cheers.